Hello everyone. So in this episode of this architectural design viewer project that we are working on, I'm gonna work on how to switch between different buildings. So when I press this button, you can switch to the other building. Smoothly camera goes over there and focus on this building. And if I press the other button, here you can see now we are focusing on this one. So yeah, this is what we are going to work on today, and whatever the building we focused on, we can orbit around it and zoom in, zoom out. So these things are already implemented. So before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects that I have done in my channel from the Patreon page. To date, there are over 2000 videos. For each video, project files are accessible. Once you become a member, you can access anything without any limits. So I'll leave the link in description. Feel free to check it out. Now let's get back to today's tutorial. Okay, so as of the end of the last episode, this is what we have. So I can now orbit around this building, zoom into that and zoom out from it. So yeah, basically we have a basic viewer that allows us to view these objects, and here this is we are using this viewer pawn. If I want to view this building, now we don't have an automated way. We basically have to define in the editor which one we need to process. So the next step is how to switch between these two viewer pawns in the runtime, so that we can change between buildings, focus on different buildings and view them. And so at the end we will also create a UI for that as well. So through the buttons we can switch between buildings. Alright, so before we implement the UI, let's create a new blueprint, an actor blueprint. I'll call it BP Viewer Manager. Do we have a different better name? Viewer Manager. Right, now I'll drag and drop this into the level and open the manager. Viewer. Okay, then in the viewer manager, we don't need other blueprints right now. What should I add? I'll add a new variable. Let's call it viewer pawns. Okay, and then I'll use the type pawn and I'll make an array and editable. Then here now I can assign. So add two elements and viewer pawn 2. I'll call it viewer pawn 1. Right, now we have references to these two viewer pawns inside the viewer manager. So just to test, this is only for testing. Okay, so keyboard 1 and keyboard 2. So this is just when I press key 1 and key 2, I'm gonna simply set up a way to switch between two pawns. So to weavers. So how do I do that? Here, get the 0th one is valid. Well, I'm not gonna worry about that because I know right now it's valid, but later on let's prove it. All I need to do is process. No, get player controller process. This is the endpoint. So the same way with number 2, with the key 2, get the first element, the second element with the index 1 and process. Okay, now let's see what happens. Right, press 1, it's here, press 2, nothing works because I haven't enabled inputs for this. So we need to enable inputs, otherwise inputs will not work on this viewer manager. Enable input, get player controller. Okay, now inputs should work. So 1, nothing. Well, we are repossessed to the same. If I press 2, we are here. If I press 1 here, 2 here, 1, 2. Okay, so it's basically working. But I would rather have it smoothly move between 2 levers. So for that, what we can do is here, let's do something like this. Add a custom event, switch viewer. Oh, let's just call switch. No, this viewer is fine. Let pass here. Let me duplicate this and pass this index. I'll call this viewer index. Now I can basically use the same event, switch viewer, index 0, index 1. Okay. Now the same thing would happen. Still no smooth movement, but the things are happening. The same thing is happening. So if I need a smooth movement, now that we are in a different event, I think it would be better if we do the check is valid index before we proceed further. And it's starting to become messy. We should only proceed if this index is valid, otherwise we shouldn't. Okay, now this wouldn't make any changes to what happens right now. Okay, now next thing is how to move smoothly. So for that, let me break this. Set no. there is something called view target. Set view target with blend. So I'll do that. And as the new target, I'll give this, and blend time I'll make it 2 seconds. Maybe not 2 seconds, 1 second. Look, I'll enable this. Let's see what happens now. Nothing. Oh, actually, we need to give a delay here for switching. Let's see. Yeah, now we are simply moving. Okay, but did you notice that we are no longer, when we switch back here, we are no longer starting with this angle that we set before. Okay, why is, well, let's try this. Initially, when this actor is possessed by default, this control rotation is set using the camera's rotation. Maybe there should be a event call on possess. No, this event on possessed. Okay, so I'll want this to a variable, and I'll call it initial camera rotation, and save it to a variable, and then here, when the pawn is possessed, I'll update the control rotation like this. See, didn't work. No, didn't work. Okay, why? Oh, we forgot about this. Let's do this also here. No, well, actually I just realized something. So here you don't have to worry about this. Instead of in the angle through the camera, if I simply rotate the phone itself, it works. So here, now this works. This is the default one. If I switch to other one, now it works. But I think it didn't work in the first time. Okay, now it does. Alright, maybe, but I'm gonna keep them on, because there might be problems later on with that, and I will not spend much time with how to get the exact initial rotation. Alright, this is what I have done finally. I'm gonna stick to this and I'm not gonna spend much time on how to get the exact angle at the initially at the time of the character pawn possession. So this I added this on event on possessed. I set the control rotation and enable use pawn control rotation here, and when I unpossess I disabled use pawn control rotation on a spring arm. But now I can switch between these two like this. If I press 2 here, it goes like this. 1, it goes like this. 2 goes like this. 1 goes like this. Okay, so now let's work on the UI. So print, I think CLM, I'll rename this as CLM and we still in the play. Oh, so that we can have different folders under this. I'll put everything, all these blueprints into the blueprints, and then I'll add a new folder called UI. So here let's create a new user interface. User widget WTG, no, WBP widget blueprint built-in. Let's just call it 𝐒𝐻𝐻. Okay, and also we would need well, maybe not. Let's just directly spawn this 𝐒𝐻𝐻 from the Fever Manager itself. Why complicate? It's not necessary for this case. Canvas panel. So right now I have only 2 buildings, so I had 2 buttons. I'll add 2 buttons. Let's add a horizontal box here. Anchor it to the bottom. Okay, and this size. Oh, I can make it size to content as well. Yeah, I'll do that. Then under this I'll add a button. And the button I'll add a text. Says which building is it. So built-in A. I need to have some style. B built-in A or BTN A. Here under style, normal, rounded box, I'll add outline. Make it white. And then the inside, and make it a bit transparent. This. And I'll also make that fully white with 5. Oh, why it is not visible here? Okay, all right. If I make the background black, outline it. The font don't need to be bold. Okay, I have one button. Let me duplicate it. So 2 buttons, and let the left add in 10, 20. Okay, now we have 2 buttons, PT and P. These are named in B. Okay, I need events. For this, on click ETNA, and on click and B. Now here we need to switch the building. So for that we do need a reference to this Viewer Manager. Here, add a new variable, Viewer Manager, and the type of Viewer Manager, VP Viewer Manager. Okay, and here if I make it expose on a spawn, can get the Viewer Manager, convert to a validated get, and switch viewer with this index. So built-in A index is 0, built-in B index is 1. Now in the Viewer Manager, in the begin play, I'll create widget using the class Viewer HUD and pass the reference to self, which is a Viewer Manager, as this Viewer Manager because I exposed it here. Okay, now add to viewport. So we will get the UI. Now see, we have the UI, but it's not up. So once I click in the middle, I don't have the mouse anymore. So in order to get the mouse, here we can get player controller, set show mouse cursor to true, and also set input mode game and UI. So both game inputs and UI inputs will work. Right. Now let's see. Here now we can switch between buildings using these buttons. And then you can press and hold mouse and look around like this, and zoom in zoom out also works. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna stop this episode right here. So now we have a simple UI to switch between buildings. Thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in an episode. Goodbye.